All right, I'm gonna wait for people to join. I'm waiting for people to join. Peace. I have one person on so far. 9 people, all right. I did promise a class after class. For those of you who may have any questions, class after class. Peace. So we just had since they had a bunch of questions, and then we started talking about dues, so I was like, let me end the live. And then, but I told them I would go live again for their questions. And, oh yeah, one of the questions was, because I'm gonna butcher it, Jamaica. What's the original name of Jamaica? It's similar, but how do you pronounce it?
Sameka.
Samika.
Or you hear the word Yamaka.
Yamaka.
Same thing. Sameka, Yamaka. They spelled it with an X. Aymaca.
Yamaka. Oh yeah. Peace. So did you catch that? I was telling them earlier, Cuba was before Cubacán. Hispaniola, which has Haiti and Santo Domingo on it, was before it was called Hispaniola. That was Quisqueya. Jamaica was, again,
Sameka.
Sameca, or
Or Yamaka.
Yamaka. Yeah. Puerto Rico is not Puerto Rico, it's Borican. Let's see, questions. Peace. They say hello, Leonidas. What's a great website to buy Fez? So for Fezes, I know Cosmo L on Facebook is selling Fezes, but I'm pretty sure they're homemade Fezes. I don't know about the quality. I haven't patronized his business, but I know that he does sell them, so I would look him up on Facebook. And I do know there's like a European website if you want to get from Europeans, which you know we don't really care for, but they sell nice Fezes. It's something called like lauderer.com. I'm gonna try and write it on the board, but I'm probably gonna butcher how you spell it. You're just gonna have to Google it. It's something like lauderer.com.
Just different.
Something like that. Just Google that. What's the name of the brother who sells Fezes on Facebook? His name is Cosmo L. Again, I'm not sure about the quality. I've never seen one of his Fezes personally, but I have heard that he's selling Fezes. So anytime I hear Moore selling anything, I'm always gonna tell you about them. So yeah, look him up on Facebook. That's Cosmo L. What other questions do we have? I promised the class after class for other questions that you might have. Now is the time. If I don't know the answer, I will ask.
4-hour lecture. I would sit there for 8 to 10 hours listening to it.
I'm not positive of the indigenous name for Mississippi, but I'm pretty sure if you go to the library in Mississippi, make sure you don't go to the library in the so-called hood. Go to the library in the nice, fancy European areas, because that's where they'll have all the good books. You're gonna look up in the history. Just ask them about the history of Mississippi and look in the books of the Constitution and all of that stuff. You'll find it right in there. Let's see. This is our building our library, by the way. We have computers here for Morris to do documents. Got some chests. We got a whole bunch of books. People have donated. This is so anybody can come. If you don't have your own books, you can come and look, all of RV Bay and Dr. Nayela and Taj's pamphlets. We got a book about Al-Andalus and the Alhambra Castle, which is gorgeous. More computers. Let's see. I'm more doing business Texas, territories, I build concealment flags. Great. Does most federal cases get returned? Do most federal cases get returned? It depends on how you're filling out the paperwork. It depends, because they have a process. So if you don't go by their process, they're probably going to reject you or send you a letter saying you have to do this. Literally just, follow the steps. There's something called Rule of Federal Procedure. You can Google that, and it'll literally give you all of the rules on federal procedure. But you can appeal everything. We always think that we can't appeal things. You want to play chess? Somebody was asking if federal cases always get returned. I was saying it depends on how you fill out your paperwork, and just because something gets returned doesn't mean that you can't appeal it. How many appeals have you had to send in for?
The question is, yes, federal cases always get returned. Why wouldn't they get returned? How would you get the information that you need if they don't return it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do federal cases always get denied? Probably what she went to ask, or he went to ask, right?
I don't know.
No, I'm not.
Possibly. Where's the rook?
The cases always get returned.
I'm missing a piece. You're already cheating.
Oh, it's standing there. Foot on his neck. Foot on his neck.
All right, let's see.
What is it?
Someone said they bought a dope tassel from Cosmo. That's dope.
Well,
Because I was telling them Cosmo L on Facebook sells the fezzes. They were saying they bought a dope tassel.
that's when I get my next new color present.
Should I start investing in silver? Yes, invest in silver.
Since yesterday.
For real. ASAP. You can go first.
Oh. You know,
You want me to go first? All right.
those of you guys who have jewelry out there and whatnot and didn't know the value of it, check if your jewelry's real too, because you might already have some silver and gold. And just because it's Cuban links or Jesus pieced out, so you wear the cup, don't mean it's not of value.
Mm-hmm. It sure is.
It's just the true value of it is distorted in your mentality.
Mm-hmm. And if you follow what's his name, Derek Grace at all, he talks about stop it with the diamonds. They're worthless.
Oh yeah, you're right.
If you're gonna buy jewelry, make sure it's silver and gold. I wear my earrings, my hoop earrings. I always make sure it's silver and gold because at the very least, I have that. Also, another thing that I
Stones are far worth more than diamonds.
yep, my birthstone is emerald, so I've had lots of emeralds from Colombia too since I was little. Who's winning? We just started playing, so nobody's winning. When's your birthday? November.
It's the, that golden one. What's it called?
Oh, that's
It's the golden one.
Amber.
Amber, right? Or no?
Not Amber?
I think it's amber. The type of amber.
Someone asked how long is the appeal process. It depends how long it takes for you to send in the appeal, because you're the one who has to appeal it. So as soon as you send that letter in, you'll probably hear from the court within what, like a week or something?
Yeah.
So,
Within the week. 7
yeah.
to 10 business days. Just as long as you respond timely.
Let's see. What other questions? How would one create a certificate of live birth for children being born? You can literally create your own certificate, but Jamal does have a class. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ask him which one it is.
Create your own what?
Birth certificate. You
Oh,
can.
birth certificate.
Yeah.
You can record your own
Yep.
children's data to birth. You can take the henna ink that they use to decorate their skins and body, which is safe. So you don't poison your baby's skin, and you can dip their little feet in their little hands and print their little feet in little hands and keep it as record for yourself, just like they've been doing to us. But now it'll be in your control.
Yeah, it's your first time.
I'm sorry.
No, what's happening?
No, I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. Just a sister walked in. She's been watching us online. So I had to come get Juju to come welcome her.
What is it?
She, right there. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, see that?
Questions from you? Check the words.
From where?
Are we still live? Yeah, we're still live. So here go the questions. Let's see.
Okay, let me see. Are you still selling silver and gold on Rise of the Moors website? That's from Devon.
Yeah, you want to take over my chess game over here? Yeah, go to riseofthemoors.org. It's right on the front page. where you see the treasury. But you can't buy gold and silver from us. We sell the gold and silver backed certificates. You can literally go to pawn shops and buy, honestly, get some of the older stuff because it's better quality.
Yes. Or APMEX.
or APMEX.
APMEX.com. That's where they're giving a fair trade of the U.S. fiat for actual gold and silver, for actual dollars. So that's why I got a lot of my gold.
And then about the birth certificate, it's online. It's a paid class, but it comes with a bunch of documents. Excuse me. Live birth certificate, Trust Law 101, 102? Trust Law 102 on riseofthemoors.org under e-learning. Oh my goodness, he is so cute. Ask away, please. Let's see, what other questions do you have? For the documents for strawman liens are still on your web. We don't do any strawman liens. We don't do anything with the straw because that don't work. Because all these people saying that, oh, you won't get arrested if you lien your straw, lie, because they're in jail. Not that it's a lie, it's incompetence. Let me see. So us personally, myself and Grand Sheikh Jamal Talib Abdullah Bey, we have never done anything. We don't authenticate no birth certificate. We don't put our free national name on no social security numbers. I've noticed a lot of Moors are doing that. I don't know if they're learning this, where they're learning this, but a lot of Moors are putting their free national name on the social and on the birth certificate, which you're literally just putting free national you back into the United States jurisdiction. So the Prophet said, keep all old business the way it is. Don't mess with it. A lot of fake gold out there. Yeah, it's a lot of Actually, somebody had given me something, and I thought it was real. And there's a pawn shop, actually, in this building. So I was like, let me go see the value of it, because it's a really nice ring. And I asked them, and they were like, smell it. So I smelled it, and if it smells like brass, it's brass. And it's probably gold-plated brass and not gold. And this ring actually had a stamp that said 18K on it, too. They'll just stamp the brass. So if you've already got an identity card, would you say status? So if you already got an identity card, would you say status correction would follow? So your status is literally your mental competence. I'm going to tell you right now. Let me just make a couple of things clear. You do not even need name and proclamation papers. That's just for our own, our own security. Or if you ever wanted to show that to somebody. But Chinese people live as Chinese people. They don't do name and correction proclamation papers. That's like, if you want to put a record at court or something like that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have the papers, but your status is your mental competence. So even if you don't have those papers filled out, or you don't have a national ID, but you know more science and you know that you are Moors, you're a Moor, period. Your papers don't make you a Moor. Your Fez doesn't make you a Moor. Your national ID doesn't make you a Moor. Your bloodline is what makes you a Moor. Let's see what else. Sorry if I'm yelling at the phone, by the way. Sometimes I can't monitor my tone. Let me see. What other questions, Moors? Please ask away, because, I could just talk, but let me see. Actually have... Answered that. When they ask, are you legally able to work in the United States, what do you say? Yes. I'm investing at a rate of 5 ounces. That's amazing. That's what we should all be doing. Because look at Venezuela and what's happening with their money. Come in. Answering questions. This is class after class.
Princess wants to say bye.
Oh, bye, Princess. Welcome back Saturday. Yes, please. Love you. Make it safe. Bye. Keep it coming. I hope you learned some stuff. Good. You're always welcome to come. The more the merrier. Good. This more just wanted to come on in. Let's see. Will the competence protect me in court without the paperwork? Yes. Your competence will protect you in court without paperwork. But I always suggest you bring something with you. Bring paperwork. Bring actual, documents. Fight them with their own law. And plus, a lot of times when you go up to court, you think you're confident. Even if you've done it a million times in court, a lot of times we get caught up and then we start stumbling. Da, 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 da. Just look at your paper because you can look at the paper. There's nothing wrong with that. Talk about Moorish culture, please. All right. Here's a book about the Alhambra in Spain, which was created by the Moors. I mean, there's so much about Moorish culture because Moors are pretty much all over the world. So most cultures are Moorish cultures. So beautiful. But actually, here in what is so-called New England, the original, so the term masonry is like, stonework, brick and mortar stuff. So it's funny that a lot of the so-called Native Americans are the ones who built a lot of these mansions here in so-called Rhode Island, and they put so-called Indian heads on them, and I'll say Indian heads just so you know what I'm talking about, Moors heads, but on them to show that they're the ones who created it. But even them, the Native Americans who might not know they're Moors, they're Masons. They're the heard. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Yep. How long did Jamal study under Taj? So Jamal, Taj was the first person that Jamal heard when he even ever heard about Moor. Said, hey, have you ever heard about Moor science? There's this guy. And it was Taj. So that's how he started listening to Taj. So Jamal had gotten out of the military. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I gotta charge my phone. Thank you. He had gotten out of the military and then studied for like a whole year and a half, just invested all of the fiat that he had into all of those Black's Law Dictionary books, big dictionary books, all of those old books, he's literally bought with his own fiat. So he invested all of his money into that and studied for like a year and a half straight. He also has a very good memory. I like to say that it's a photographic memory because he can just recite things off the top of his head, and it's not just from him repeating it all the time. I've seen him, read something once and then be able to recite it. So that makes it, he has an advantage with that as well. But repetition is key. What else can I tell you? No, we don't stay out of court. We hold them accountable. The Prophet said, enforce the Constitution. That's what we're doing. If we never hold them accountable and we never say, hey, stop messing with our Moors, they're just going to keep messing with our Moors. We're not just paper pushers out here. We actually show up. Squad, 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 squad. We rolled deep, actually. Let me see. I got to scroll a little bit to see some of your questions because I think some went while I was talking.
She was working for a company in China.
Yep, growing your own food. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Box. I don't know if y'all want to keep the box.
Yep. You already know. Yes, growing your food, building your own houses, weaving your own clothes. Yes, we absolutely have to get back to doing those things again. Last winter, honestly, because I always think about, what about when everything crashes? Because at some point it's going to, right? And even the Prophet said it. I mean, everybody knows it. We've had the Great Depression in North America, which that was a setup. But we've also had, the 2008 bubble, which was also a setup when we almost went into depression and the housing economy crashed. I had taught myself how to knit last winter or 2 winters ago. Honestly, if you can teach yourself one skill a year, it will benefit, you know. Not only is it actually knitting is actually really good meditation because it's muscle memory. So once you get it down, you keep going. Let me see. I have a case coming up in Indiana Territory. It would be an honor to have you and Jamal, to have Jamal as my counsel. Can you ask him if he'd be willing and available? So you can hire us for legal services. I'm going to write the number up on the board. We do provide legal services, free and paid. It does cost money for consultation because the prophet did say a servant is worthy of his hire, and we do this for free all day, every day. And since it's our full-time job, we have to be able to make a living somehow and be able to eat somehow. Rise of the Moors is a non-profit civic organization, which means we don't make any personal money off of it. The legal service is something that we provide. So either way, I'm going to tell you what to do for free. I'm going to tell you the steps you have to take for your case for free. And you can either hire us, or I'm still giving you the information so you can go ahead and do it yourself. This is the number. 679. So you can contact that number. I'm on there probably, it depends, but I like to say Monday through Friday between the hours of 12 and 5. I don't do it on the weekend because Saturday we're here. And then a lot of times we have our own court cases with our Moors, with our own cases. Sometimes we'll be in court all day, so I'm not able to do the legal line and stuff like that. But we are there to answer your questions. Let me see. So you can help us with that. And then the thing is, we actually don't have a vehicle at the moment. So, I mean, if you want to buy us bus tickets to come out and help you for your court case, let us know the date and we can see if we're available during that time. Could I send dues to your temple where you are now? Yes, you can send us dues if you'd like. If you go to riseofthemoors.org, there's a donate button on the front page. You can donate that way. Salvadorian nationality, real or fake? Hello, by the way. So, I don't know the original name of El Salvador, but I do know that you were most likely branded that. Look up the history of El Salvador. You can most likely find it on Wikipedia. It'll tell you what it was called before then. So it's not you're a Moor, period. You're a Salvadorian Moor. Just do a little bit more studying. For the new Moors, check out, because we have a lot of free stuff on our website, like free information, riseofthemoors.org, O-R-G. Also, all of the information that the Grand Sheik knows, all of the information is in all of the free videos on YouTube that he has put out over the last 1.5 to 2 years. Everything is on there, so please watch it. It's so important. Also because, new Moors come in every day, and then he finds himself repeating. So that's why some of us start teaching, so that way he doesn't have to constantly repeat himself and get burnt out. Please do some digging. This is very important. Let me see. How do we travel internationally without a passport? Or if your passport is in an old name, can you change it to state citizen? The Prophet said to keep all old business the way it is. So I personally, if I was to get a passport, it would be in the straw, because the straw is already tied up in the United States fraud bull stuff. So do not attach your free national name to the passport. If you do, you're just putting yourself back in their jurisdiction. Caveat emptor, know what you're doing. Do you think I will have to answer to the straw man? The straw is being sued. You can counter sue in your free national name, X relation the straw. So me, I would be, say that's my whole free national name. Yeah, Jamal has it. You know, I went to go make copies of the key the other day, and they made me bad copies. I got 3 copies of them, and none of them worked.
You know they'll do it for free again, right?
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to.
Where you got them at?
Home Depot.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do.
So, that's my nickname, and sorry for the sloppiness. I'm doing it, you know, weird. So I would sue like this: free national name, XREL, and then straw.
Is that it, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I saw that.
That's how you would sue. You can tell them that you are not that. For the person who asked me, you're being sued in the straw. You can show up and tell them you are not that. What you're gonna have to do is, if it's been 30 days, give them, if it hasn't been 30 days, excuse me, give them a notice of removal. Let them know that this issue is being removed to federal court for lack of jurisdiction because you are not a U.S. citizen, because according to, oh God, I forget, 28 U.S.C. 3002, it's Chapter 6, 3002, 15A, the United States is a corporation, therefore you cannot be a citizen of it. You can also send them a writ of prohibitio. Yes.
I think it was just they need the information. I was gonna put his information. They wanted like the number for
The legal?
the legal
Yeah.
stuff,
I almost put my number.
I was having another class right now.
Yeah, class after class.
So I could put that same number on me.
Yep. Sorry, I gotta scroll back. Do you think I'll have to answer this straw man? So yeah, send them a notice of removal, a writ of prohibitio, open a federal case in your free national name against whoever's suing you. You can countersue. I heard that state citizen passport is very affected. Caveat emptor, you can do whatever you'd like to do, but we don't do that because our land is colonized, so we're not worrying about going on vacation. When they ask you on the application, are you legally, yep, I already answered that. Thank you, Jamal Bam, for clearing the question. Domicile in California territory. Will my investments in your temple and or silver certificates be a redundancy? I am not looking for a payout. I'm looking to support Noble Moors. So you can either invest silver, or you can just literally purchase our certificates, so that way you're exchanging your fiat for silver and gold backed certificates. Yeah, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. I'm just reading your questions here. Will Jamal be available as counsel in other territories? If you contact this number, that's how you get us to give you consultation. And if you need us to come out, please help us with travel. Book us a bus ticket, and we'll be there if we don't have anything else going on. What is his sign? You mean Jamal's sign? Someone said only the best Aries. Yeah, because he tells everybody every 2 seconds he's an Aries. Yes, he is an Aries. So what's the fee for the ID card in your video? How to cash a check with a social security card, without a social security number. So that ID I had gotten from RV Bay Publications. They do IDs. And their IDs, I believe, are 50 Federal Reserve notes. Do you guys have a greenhouse for the 9 acres? We don't have a greenhouse for the 9 acres, but we plan on doing some things for that in the summer. Yes, more as you go to court and challenges people, trust me, they'll stop bothering you. Yes. Yep. Thank you. We're so grateful for you, because Rise of the Moors would be nothing without any of you. How do we travel without a passport? How do we travel without passport? Or if your passport is in the old name, can you change that to state citizen instead of U.S. citizen? I would leave all old business the way it is, as stated by the prophet. If the thing is in U.S. citizenship in your straw, leave it like that. There is a non-citizenship status for the United States passport, but literally in order to have a United States passport, according to USC 22, I forget the subsection, but if you check our Facebook and Instagram, you will see the post about that. It literally says a passport won't be granted to anybody who doesn't pledge allegiance to the United States, whether they are a citizen or not. So, like I said again, personally, if I had to go out of the country, I would use the passport in this draw. Because I don't want to tie my free national name up with anything. But the issue is, Moors have to come together, have a constitutional convention, establish actual government, and then enforce our nationality ID because we are Aboriginal and Indigenous to the world, and it is our right to travel freely, and we're not enforcing that. We keep trying to find other ways. Well, what if I get a passport this way? What if I get a passport? No, how about come together, form a government, an actual government, elect a sultan, and then things can happen the way they need to happen. We have to stop trying to work as individuals and come together. Since Moors are indigenous, can we smoke weed lawfully? Yes, you can. Read The Rights of Indigenous People. I believe it's number 24. So some good documents for you guys to reference. Hold on, let me check my phone battery. The Rights of Indigenous People is a good one. Read the Christian Black Codes. Read United Nations Declarations on the Rights of a Child. Read the Constitution. Read the so-called state constitution where you domicile. Let me see. You don't have on your fez. You don't have your fez on while you're doing that now. Oh, yeah. No, you don't want to have your fez on when you're drinking or smoking or doing anything. You want to do that stuff without your fez on. You don't go into bars with your fez on. You don't go to clubs with your fez on. Is there a reason companies don't honor national IDs, our identity, or take pleas? The reason why companies don't honor the national IDs is because they haven't been seeing these. Remember, this is all new to them. We're just waking up. And a lot of Moors are now enforcing, the IDs. So you just have to educate them. Title 18. Hold on, let me write it down for you. Read the Real ID Act. This is what they're trying to do right now. But literally, the national IDs are adhere to the Real ID Act standards. The only reason why so-called states have licenses, it's literally in lieu of nationality cards, and you can look that up. 18 USC. Damn, I'm getting them mixed up. Hold on, I have to make sure I'm pretty sure it's 18. It's not 18, it's 28. USC 1028D3. That talks about the IDs right there. Enforce that. Let's see. And if they're not honoring it, you can sue them. Because guess what? It's against the law for them not to honor IDs. What if those citizens sworn in, but you didn't realize that you were actually giving up your rights? What if you have those U.S. citizenship and were sworn in, but didn't realize that you were actually giving up your rights? I mean, you can always just leave things the way they are. Hold on, I'm being summoned. Coming.
You gotta explain this better. Come here, explain this better.
Hi.
You gotta come explain this better.
Sorry, I'm being called.
Oh, you ain't here?
Can I be live for this?
I was gonna prepare.
Can I be live for this? Okay.
I was gonna prepare a gift wrap.
For real? Hansha! I'm so proud of her!
Get the strap.
Get the strap and the truck.
Mind you, she went in there alone.
How'd you went to court alone?
This time, she kind of said that, yeah.
And because
Last time I went with her.
She short noticed us. It was like 4 in the morning and everyone's done.
Yeah. Hi, John.
It's like, you gotta.
So, but we already went prior to New Hampshire, and we kind of went in there deep. We squatted up on her side. This might have some results to her getting a dismissal Remember, the prophet said, where there's unity, there's strength.
Yep.
Yes.
Because prior we went to New Hampshire to the base of the case, the situation. They got it enrolled now. I don't even know how they're doing it.
Wait, when was this? That she had the court date?
Last month?
Yesterday.
Oh,
Yesterday
Court date
was-
was yesterday.
Yes.
We went last month to New
Yes.
Hampshire to rise it again because there was some warrant and it was stopping her from doing something with her
Getting her
road
license and all that in her
road,
car.
conveying.
yeah.
So we went, rose it up. They was like, oh, yada, yada, yada. Well, we were like, we're here now. Vacate the warrant, this, that, and the third. They took a while to try to vacate it. And then after they seen the numbers, they vacated it, went down to Lowell. Lowell tried to play some shit as if they didn't get the message. Then we find out Lowell and New Hampshire, they don't get along. I mean, Massachusetts and New Hampshire, they don't get along. Statewide, don't like each other. So I didn't even know. I thought they were all in cahoots. Like, anyway. So she goes into court yesterday in regard to what we went to New Hampshire for last month. And the judge dismisses everything without prejudice.
What did you say?
And the judge dismisses it all without prejudice. I'm talking about she didn't even have to go in there and there was no proceeding. And she goes in there and it's just, and a new judge got put on the case. We know this judge. You and I know this judge.
Because we put New Hampshire was in
Yo,
uproar.
Her face on blast?
No.
Oh, I was about to
She's
say.
in justice. No, the little old Italian lady with the dark hair. When you came up the time and she released me, she's like, "Now, Mr. Leonidas doesn't have a personal her." She read over the files, looked at it, and said, "Who entered a plea of not guilty on her behalf?" I ain't never even heard that before. All
Wow.
the judges enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf.
Yep.
She was objected to.
That's
that.
because they know, they see the paperwork.
It's
They
wrong.
know we know what we're
Didn't I tell
doing.
you that from what we've been doing in Lowell, they're now reteaching their attorneys and reteaching
Yep.
their DAs. I've seen the class schedule on the board behind the judge for their DAs and
Session
attorneys to
1,
attend.
you see it in
So
court
know
session
that
1 right there.
Even
Wow.
though the prophet said that he's gonna keep them here long enough to teach us government, they're gonna learn a thing or two from us too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The whole thing is not gonna go that way.
Mm-hmm.
So she read it, didn't like what she saw, and dismissed the whole thing without prejudice. Everything. Like,
Wow.
you're driving without a license, the Moorish plates, everything.
She didn't even
and
tell
then she
me.
tells Aja, go to the police station, go get your ID, your Moorish national ID.
Because they took it from her.
They took it from her.
Yep.
Her Moorish plates.
Yep.
She said,
Hey.
if you have, the judge told her, if you have a problem,
Come
if
back.
the police give you a problem at station, come back and speak to the DA.
You think it has anything to do with the lawsuits we have in New Hampshire?
Hey, I don't know if it's because we're digging in there. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But
Wow.
where there's strength, right? Where there's strength, there's unity.
Yep.
Where
Right?
there's a will,
Study,
there's a
study,
way.
study.
That's
Where
right.
there's will, there's a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Where there's a sheik,
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
where the
Islam.
law
We have a
works,
truthful
Islam.
Where
chic.
there's
That's the
proof,
truthful
right?
chic.
Where there's validity,
Truthful chic. That's the key one.
Yeah.
Truthful chic.
when there's sense,
Yeah.
and not nonsense.
Yeah.
It just goes to show you that
Yeah.
it works. And look, we didn't go in there on an intimidation type. They're so confused about us because we go in there
Exactly.
sometimes 12 deep, 15 deep, and then sometimes it's 2.
Dolo.
Yeah. True.
So they're
never
expecting us to
know.
come in there. How much of them they're like
Yeah.
they don't know what we're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Then one of the females show up alone. I think they're more afraid than what they say.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, all the rest of them are probably outside.
Yeah. No. Good. Good.
Dismissing the rest of them. Like it's like that. It's like that. Like 'cause
And we did
they
a radio
must say,
interview in New Hampshire. Remember?
"Okay, that's it. We're gonna keep kicking in there.
I know.
Kicking in there,
I know.
that's
We're
how we gonna
making
do
it
this.
way
Yep.
for you guys.
That's how we gonna do this. By
Way
truth,
for you guys.
love, peace, freedom, and justice.
That's right.
Right? And if the
That's
first
so
four
exciting.
aren't met, then justice must fly.
Yeah.
How we doing?
Now all we need is the
And
certified
I'm proud to
copy
say
of
she's
that.
one of my
And then we're
boys.
gonna
That's
go to
right.
King and say,
Boom!
boom!
From under my arms, studies with me under my arms.
Rest of the time.
Rest of the product.
Congratulations, Aja, you deserve that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
Hey, hold on. Just, they handled that like a champ.
like a champ.
Yeah, they do.
They took Keith and Hodja. They took their car. They didn't say nothing.
Yep.
That's
They,
what I
they,
know.
I rarely heard them talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all.
No,
Nah.
When they came here, they
no,
didn't talk about it.
that's how they, that's
And they got their shit
how
back.
I keep is too. You know how I keep it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Keith
yeah.
was very slow, quiet.
And here's the trick.
They didn't complain. They didn't complain like children.
No,
They handled this shit like
Man.
because I warned them. I said,
Took 'em to
"Listen,"
court.
'cause I remember I was the first one doing it. I was doing it. I was like, and everyone wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't like to put people in trouble because for some reason I think things just work differently. So I'm like, listen, I'm just gonna explain to you. If you want to do what I'm doing, know the consequences. You can't do it and then something happens to you and then you cry like a baby. caveat emptor, right? Right. So I did what I did, knowing
I
what
know.
I would be facing, and went through it knowing how to handle it. The other Moors, they didn't jump in and say, "Oh, let me get played too, let me do this too." They took the time to watch me. They studied what I was studying. They read what I read, and then they watched me go to court about it, and then they felt efficient enough, confident enough within themselves, and they took the steps.
Can I just add? Let me just add.
Add, go ahead.
This is what makes Rise of the Moors so beautiful.
Yes, it
Because we, people like you and me, we can make all the fucking mistakes.
All the mistakes in the
That
world.
way everyone else can study what we're doing
And
and
see.
do it better.
You can learn what not to do. Don't
Yeah.
you see us? You study from us, and then you'll see how to do this.
Yeah,
Because
see
we
what
make
to do
these
and what not to
mistakes.
do.
And now look, the judge just ordered her to go to the police station, get your national ID back and your Moorish plates. And if you got a problem, pull up and talk to the DA. When has the judge ever told you to go get something from?
Never.
Go get your stuff
Go
back.
get your
For
stuff back. And if they tell you anything, come back and scream at me.
Never.
What, any of y'all ever had that experience? You let me know. Okay, then. There it goes, power. So now when she slaps back these Moorish plates back on the car and she's running around her national ID, who can challenge her?
No one.
There goes your diplomatic immunity.
Word.
Free of charge. You have to fill out no paperwork or sign nothing to
Rise
nobody.
of the Moors.
There we go. Because in Lowell right now, I'm damn near a diplomat. They don't, and they know I don't have no license. they pulled up on me the other day and said, "Hey, how you doing? Remember me?" And he told me, he's like, "You're still suspended." I said, "So?" He's like, "But the other guys, if they see you, you know," I said, "Listen,
That's them.
the other guys come, they're gonna get the same lesson you got,
Yeah.
and then we'll all be on the same page, right?"
Yeah.
No, but I didn't get no flashing lights, no pullover, no bail, no arrest, no nothing. Diplomatic immunity for you. I had to sign nothing for it. I just went through it. Those of you guys who don't even do it, you can be slaves.
Reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow. I'm saying I'm going through it because on the other side is
Through
right.
the
Get off
fire.
of me.
Word.
Jamal, pass me that note you said. I'm flying through it. Because I got to give all thanks to the Sheikh because
For real.
I was a hothead and then I found another hothead and his hothead put fuel on the gasoline and then I just turned into a flaming lava. Wait, this guy.
You want to give him some advice? He got some charges.
He learned from him, and who did you learn
I
from?
learned,
Taj.
Exactly.
and I also took.
Art
went to
imitates
science
art.
classes, Yes, I learned from this man, and then after bleeding out Taj's videos, I found this man, and then came down here and found this man.
I gotta get my charger so I can
So
keep recording. Yeah.
I mean, yes, my sister.
I'm from the Bronx.
So-
I'm Jamaican.
Juju
man.
Beans,
Grew up in the
man.
Bronx, but I live in Mass now, so-called Mass.
Yo.
My advice to you is listen to what this man is telling you. Or come to Rise of the Moors, check out the documents, do your research, study. But this is where it's real because we're not going to tell you.
Love the
this
shirt,
is
Leonidas.
how it got to.
Yeah. Yoni Melanin says what's up.
I done went down
How's
in
his
the
shirt?
courtrooms and took what this man is taught to do. Because I'm the type of person you can't really tell things to. Thank you.
Yes, mama.
I don't go check it out to see if it's real. So I had to see what he was saying was real. So I did it. And when I did it, I had a license to do all that. I was actually on my way to becoming a good old citizen for myself.
Come over here.
Right? And he would have turned me into a weapon against my own people because I was going to make it. Yeah. So now that I know better, I do better. And I just read the stuff that he put out there and went to see if it was what I took my willpower. Even though my heart had a chainsaw out and was trying to saw its way out my back. Like, let me out of here. This guy's crazy. My heart was pounding. Scared to death. I just buckled up and was like, forget it. What do you got to lose? You're already being oppressed. What have you got to lose? What are they going to tell you? No? Or lock you up some more?
Oh yeah, people been asking, which we gotta call the courts and let you know for when the next date's gonna be.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to know so they can follow or show up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll get that.
We're gonna have to call on Monday.
I'm gonna have to call Monday and definitely get it.
And I have
I haven't received a letter from him since we've
since what you said.
since we set the rebuttals and all that.
Well, he still has time, right? I'm pretty sure he still has time.
He has a few more weeks.
But
2 more weeks.
once I already got the summary judgment,
Yeah, that's when we need to.
I already have that. We're just waiting for him to produce what we asked for.
Yeah, that's what I think that's what's taking so long because and what we sent, we asked him to produce hella shit.
Yeah.
So
And we got some of the stuff that we asked for anyway.
yeah,
Just
well,
wanted
it's
to know.
real. No, it's strategy. We gotta do it like this. This is how this game goes. If you don't know how to play, you're gonna lose.
Mhm.
And you can't The game has been in motion so long that history and nature has documented it. So nobody's jumping in the game to kick the table over and be like, oh, the game's over. You gotta play the game. You have to. So pull up a chair and get to learn the game. Because ain't no one rocking the ball.
You know what grinds my gears?
Because look.
What grinds them a lot
What?
is when Moors, I don't care what the age is, talk about constitutional enforcement. And they never read the Constitution. No, not just have read it. They never, ever been to court, ever.
You gonna bring up my pet peeve? That burns me up.
Like, shut up!
That burns me up. A lot of these people will tell, a lot of these so-called title moors will tell you all this that they're telling you, and I'm telling you now, they've never stepped foot in front of the oppressor they telling you all this about. When you step in front of the actual demon, the game changes. We experience it in federal court. It's like deposition.
She said, what? Was that English? Is she speaking
It's
Latin?
different. It's not.
Yeah.
We can sit home in our living rooms and talk about it all day and watch it on TV and YouTube. When you step there, AC blaring, and there's all these
The lights are different. The judge is all the way up this high.
Words that you've never been exposed to in your life. It does things to you mentally, so it changes. It's not all that tough talk in your living room is out the window. The security guy in the white shirt is jingling the keys just to make that sound so you can get scared. All that tough talk out the window, and then even the tough ones of them go up there and they're like, "Yes, sir, please, ma'am," and they buckle. They buckle. That's why I don't want to hear it from none of these tough talking titled Moors. I call them title Moors because they've titled themselves and haven't done nothing. Nothing.
Now,
So-
one thing.
And then, out of all the videos I've watched, I saw police bust the window out this man's car. While he's sitting there. Police bust the window out son's car. What got me though, because police have busted many
One
windows.
second.
I've seen, I've been beat by because he's been telling them, in the video he's telling them, he's like, you're going to I know you're going to come in here, you're going to damage property. I know what you're going to do. That's what you're going to do.
No, we don't want to do that.
And that's what they did.
Talking about.
No joke. Yeah. New Hampshire's probably Todd. It might be.
Oh,
The guy who did the
what's
interview.
this, huh? Juicy stuff.
Damn, we
But
should have saved his number.
He didn't
I know.
flinch.
Morris, I gotta be in and out of this live real quick just
That-
because
I was
people
like,
are trying to contact me. Hold on. Sorry,
Get a
Morris.
ticket, go about my way, and then end up dealing with the whole merry-go-round mouse. And I looked at my shorty at the time. I looked at her, and I was like, "Yo, take the car, go to work, because I'm not doing this." And I just tucked my wallet back in my pocket. And I told him, "I got nothing for you. Nothing. Let's go."
You know what's crazy? During the time when they smashed my window,
Yeah.
I had a valid license. Literally, I reinstated my license. The next day, learned you don't need a license to drive. I was heated. And I have an active VA ID, so I could have just gave them everything. It's like, nope,
That's that's the same thing that happened to me.
fight me.
I didn't. A lot of these-
That's the Aryan in you.
It's my land. I'm not
Yeah.
speaking to nobody.
And I don't know why, because I think it happened to me that way for reasons. Because a lot of these Moors, when they come to this, they're usually in trouble, in problem, and we run, but there's nothing wrong. We should be able to run to our people and run to our own in secret. That's what we're here for, family, right? And when anything wrong, you run to your mommy and your dad, right? So we should be able to run to our people. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. But for me, I wish I met y'all when I was being indicted in New York, or in Albany when they was trying to flush me down the toilet, but I didn't. Yeah, I was. Word? Oh, Troy. Oh, God. Oh man, they backwards over there. I'm sorry, but they wild.
You should see what that judge said. That nigga's dumb.
It's wilder than anything.
Yo,
else.
let me see.
Trust me, I know where you coming
Good.
from. It's wild.
We got red here like Malcolm X.
This is so incompetent.
I was in the federal holding joint up there, you know. All the corrections.
He is so cute.
I know you are free and all mommy done. I know. It was for 2 seconds. I know mommy done lie. Mommy done lie.
That's alright, you can let him go.
Look.
Is he crawl?
In this case, plaintiff has chosen not to properly answer any of the questions in the form application to proceed.
Oh, yeah.
The first question asks whether plaintiff is incarcerated. Plaintiff has answered N.A. The court assumes that this notion indicates that the plaintiff believes that the answer to this question is not applicable. Why would you say that? What do you mean you assume? That's what N.A. means. And why are you mentioning it?
That's from the respondent? That's
This
from
is from a federal judge.
Because they know we
This
do.
type
Read
of-
it again. Read it again.
These people
No,
are dumb.
no.
Read it
I
again.
thought that was from like
Federal
you said,
judge.
like you
No.
reading one of
Federal
the
judge.
stuff.
No.
Read it
That's
again.
the federal judge who said that?
That's a test.
Andrew Baxter.
Read it again for the record, please.
Nah,
They playing with you. That's the son of the actual judge playing games with you.
Look, look. The clerk is directed to send plaintiff another IFP form application, and plaintiff will have until Friday, January 17th, 2020 to properly answer the questions on the form. Plaintiff also has the option of paying the filing fee if he does not wish to properly answer the IFP questions based on his alleged right to privacy or some other reason that he does not wish to answer the questions. So what about the Fourth Amendment is an alleged right to privacy?
Oh man.
These people are dumb.
Oh,
They're like, let me get the shovel.
No, they think we're dumb. So when we see this, we think that we have no other option but to do it.
No, but here's what's crazy.
You tried the wrong ones.
We ran into the dumb ones around here.
Yeah, of
This
course.
guy might actually be dumb.
Nah, yeah.
Dumb.
That's what I'm saying. This guy,
Some of them are dumb.
this dude
Some of them are
is
dumb.
dumb. Cause Patty B. Cyrus, whatever her name was,
Yeah,
right?
Patty
Patty?
B. Cyrus, yeah.
She was trying to play us.
Yeah.
Then she figured out, oh, they're not dumb. So
Yeah.
she accepted it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga is dumb.
Oh my God.
Straight stupid.
The fact that he
Try to
wrote
that
that,
nigga. You
assuming.
got what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. 'Cause
This guy's an idiot.
Jesus
all
Christmas.
about more.
So that you.
No, yeah, I already did, yeah.
Ooh, boy, we going up to Albany now? Damn.
Yeah, we might have to.
I didn't think it was gonna be that soon to go back out there.
I'm gonna go back to your questions. Hold on.
I was in, where they
Excuse
caught
me, I'm
Yo,
sorry.
they caught me in-
All right, let me see. I gotta find a plug so I can plug in my phone and keep answering some of the questions. Sarah Yodi, your papers, yes, they got returned to you. Yes, you need to send them back with witness signatures. And we will sign and seal them and send them back to you. I sent you an email about that as well. You can find our new temple address on our website, riseofthemoors.org. RV Bay would not seal my proclamations without nationalized Moors sign. Is there a way around it? Yes, you can send them to us, Rise of the Moors. We don't care if they are Moors or not, as long as you have witnesses witnessing you signing that document. That's all that matters. We love you too. That's great. I'm glad you were able to get that case dismissed, but I wouldn't try using attorneys so much because, again, they work for the state, not for you, even though you're paying them. They still owe their allegiance to the state, and they cannot represent you socially, economically, none of it. The attorney tried to tell me not to use any affidavits. Of course, exactly. See what I'm saying? He was already trying to get you to not win that case. If we would have listened to him, like most people do, you wouldn't have won. Let's see. Great. That's great. Leonettis, the one that you all commented about the shirt, he's from the Bronx. A lot of our Moors are from the Bronx that come out here. That's amazing. Also, contact Piccola Kusar On Facebook, she's out in the Bronx. She's an elder. She's amazing. Let me see. For those of you with questions, don't forget the Wednesday calls. Yes, thank you. Wednesday call every month. Go to their site. So if you go to riseofthemoors.org, you click on the 3 white lines on the top right-hand corner of the website of the page. That's the menu button. Click it. Click on products. Scroll down to where it says services, and then click on the Wednesday group chat. It's 25 notes, but you get direct access to Grand Sheikh Jamal to ask any questions. Other members of Rise of the Moors jump on the calls as well to help answer the questions as well. But we're always there for you to directly contact us. And when you pay the 25 notes, you get a month of Wednesdays. So I always suggest to people to purchase it in the beginning of the month, because if you purchase it like the last week of December, you're going to pay 25 notes and you're only going to get to listen in that one Wednesday. So if you buy it in the beginning of the month, you'll get the entire month of Wednesdays, and it's 3 hours every Wednesday that we're on. So 3 full hours, you get your chance to ask any questions, direct access. Also, we have the legal number. Those are the 2 best ways to get in contact with us as quick as possible. Lena, I'm still wondering about those Moors who got their window busted out. That was Grand Sheikh Jamal Talib Abdullah Bey. I wish I had 30 years of this type of Moorish foundation instead of street foundation. Me too. I was wondering, what do y'all think about the sister in North Carolina who issues her own passports for Moors, which she has YouTube videos to demonstrate how it has allowed her to travel internationally. So I think I know who you're talking about. I think her name is Ninti Bey. I haven't looked into her. I've only heard her name. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm questioning the process. I'm already wary about it, and I haven't even seen it, but I will look into it, and then and I'll get back to you and give you my thoughts. But I don't have any thoughts on that for now because I don't know. Can I be put in touch with people in Detroit for assistance and guidance? Is there a local group? I don't know anybody out in Detroit, but if any of you Moors are on this who are out in Detroit, please contact this Moor, Xavier Shakur. He's looking for assistance. Xavier Shakur, watch our YouTube videos. There's like over 200 videos. All of our information is in there. Look it up and learn, study, please. How to change tax info on job from W4 to W4T and W4V. Derek Malik Hassan Bey, go to our Rise of the Moors YouTube and look, or you can even just go to Rise of the Moors and click the YouTube and click the search bar to search videos, how to work without a social security number, Rise of the Moors. And you'll see a video of the Grand Sheikh and I talking about how I personally did it. I personally did not do the W4T and the W4V. I filled out an I-9 because it was a new job. It's easiest to set up, yes.
Are we still live?
Yeah, that's
Peace.
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 Love
Peace,
you.
Moors.
Yeah. Bye, Rashid. You gonna give me a hug?
No.
I love your hat. Oh my goodness. Hold on, can you tell me, can you spell his name in Arabic?
You can only spell it. Like
Writing? Yeah, it's amazing. Still, I love you.
I will love you more.
Safe travels.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, sister. Next Saturday, inshallah.
Okay. So the easiest way is to, if you have a new job, hand in an I-9 as a free national Moor in your free national name. If you're already working for the job in the straw, that's when you want to submit the W4T, which terminates the W4 that you already signed. And then you can resubmit the W4V. But we found out the W4 and the W4T and the W4V, and then we taught other Moors how to do that. And then who were working at their jobs in their straw were able to submit that, and now they don't pay taxes anymore. And in certain states, when you don't pay federal taxes, then you don't have to pay state taxes either. You just have to find a law on that within that so-called state. But it's called How to Work Without a Social Security Number on the Rise of the Moors YouTube. I need ID for my offspring. Can I get them from Rise of the Moors website? No, they're not on the website. We literally just started offering ID services. Our ID machine was very pricey, but it's not It's not the best. So our IDs are not laminated. You can see an example of it on our Instagram. I'm not sure if I did a Facebook post about it yet. This printing machine doesn't allow us to print anything on the back of the card, so the back of the card is blank, and we set up the IDs to be a lot less verbiage than the ones that you see from RV Bay. It has a lot less verbiage. It's clear and to the point. It's just an ID with a picture, and yeah, so that's what we have. Are we back live? I think we're back live. YouTube was kicking me off for a minute. So if you're already on the job with the you already signed a W-4. So again, you already work there. What you have to do is submit a W-4T as well as a W-4V. Any mores in LA that I can contact for more information? I don't know about any mores in LA, Samir El Bay, but I do know that you're in contact with us, and you can go to our website for more information and our YouTube. We have a plethora of videos for more information. Also, study at rvbaypublications.com. R as in Robert, V as in Victor, Bay, B-E-Y, publications.com. And our website is riseofthemoors.org, O-R-G. What is the process to claim nationality and what is needed? Asada Salim, do you know that you're a Moor? So that's claiming your nationality. You can create your own nationality papers stating that you are misidentified as the straw and you're misidentified as you are not a citizen of the United States. You can literally make up your own papers, sign it, and have those be your papers. Or we also have those papers available on our website, riseofthemoors.org. You click on products, click on services, and you'll find them there. RV Bay Publications sells them as well. And it's not selling them. The reason why they cost is for seals and ink, paper and ink. How and what is I answered that one. Would you recommend with holding Social Security as well? I spoke with Grand Chief on the call a few Wednesdays ago. Pernell L., I don't understand your question. If you could just reiterate that with more words. Would you recommend withholding? Oh, okay, I read it again. I understand. So I haven't personally found a way to withhold the Social Security. Since I was working in the Free National name, I'm never going to have access to that Social Security fiat, but it's literally, it was that, and I think like Medicare or something that was still coming out. Federal and state, everything was getting, I wasn't getting anything taken from that. The only thing that I still was getting taken from the check was probably less than 15 Federal Reserve notes between SSI and the other thing. I couldn't figure out how to get rid of that, but I'm pretty sure the W-4V, you can withhold that other stuff with that, as long as you enforce it. Now this is what I meant when I say I would have paid $2,500 for the information. It's guided towards getting things under. Oh God, I'm sorry. I hope you did. I don't know. I think YouTube cut me off. Oh, YouTube is playing games right now. Yeah, there's a lot of Moors. Christopher Randall. There's a lot of Moors out there selling you nationality. Nationality cannot be sold. It is your bloodline. Yeah, I do suggest Grand Sheikh Jamal's book, though. His first book is such fire. I mean, all of his books are great. I think he's and I've told him this the first day I ever read one of his books. But the first one, Are You Confused About Law, is pretty much has everything you need to know in there. Mine is worn down. And yeah, after you successfully establish the exemptions from your job and they stop deducing the withholding, start investing those resources into gold and silver coins. Yes, Trey Reed Bay. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but yes, invest. Invest in gold and silver, stockpile some dry food, beans, rice. So that way, if anything ever goes wrong, You're 100% covered. Make sure you collect rainwater. There's ways to preserve water for at least 2 years with like a little bit of bleach. Yeah, learn all these things. What other questions? Can I file a claim in federal court in the county I do not domicile at? Can I file a claim in federal court in the county I do not domicile at? Yeah, you can file a federal claim against anybody. It doesn't have to be. So I have federal claims in New Hampshire because they violated my rights. So I'm raising the federal question of those officers in New Hampshire. So yes, you can file a federal claim in any so-called state. What information do I need to get rid of my, and there's nothing else. My wife is Jamaican with a work permit and a resident. How would she go about nationalizing her government? No, just you can create your own name and proclamation papers. Or you can get them from our website, or you can get them from RV Bay's website. Yeah, and ammo for your arms, absolutely, because what good are they without ammo? What information do I need to get rid of my mortgage? All right, the information you need for that is caveat emptor. Know what you're doing before you do it. Know exactly what it is, what you're doing before you do it. Also, understand we're under a colonial occupation and you can find yourself homeless for trying to discharge your mortgage because they're a gang and we aren't united and we don't have a government set up yet. So, us personally, we pay bills. For all those Moors who try to tell you that you can live debt-free and bill-free and all this and this and that, they're lying to you, just so you know. They're definitely lying to you. I pay a mortgage still. Why? Because I know that if I was to discharge my thing, one, I'm not going to do something alone. And I mean, I have Moors with me now, but what we're doing is putting a claim on an abandoned home. Let's see how that goes. And then if that goes through, then yes, I will try discharging my mortgage because now I have security of another house. So, but if you go on YouTube, there's things called quit claim, quit mortgage, and quit rent on our YouTube channel. And also riseofthemoors.org has this information as well. What else? What other questions do you have for me? Or, anybody? Great questions, by the way. Really, really, really good questions. The more you ask, it helps me sharpen my sword as well, because I might not think of all these things all the time or remember them all the time. Anything else I can help you with right now, Moors? January 6th, we're having an online radio interview. Some of you might have seen the one that we did last week or a couple of weeks ago. I think it was Christmas Eve or one around there sometime. It's an online radio station called 98.1 FM, The Urban Heat. We'll be back on there the 6th. You can catch them on that live on Facebook. From there, if you look up this, 98.1 FM, The Urban Heat, their Facebook, you'll find the video. And you'll find the last video we did and the one that we're going to do on the 6th. And then January 8th, 2020 is Prophet Noble Drew Ali's birthday. We are having a Rise of the Moors University Convention. That's this Wednesday. We're trying to get Rise of the Moors established as a university. We're going to be signing a petition to claim a bunch of properties to start a university. So we ask all Moors who can be here to be here because this is important for our salvation and for the future and for your children to have a Moorish university because one does not exist. So we need everybody to physically be here who can physically be here. It's not going to be on live. It's not going to be streamed because this is a very serious thing. So we ask Moors, whoever wants to be involved, whether it's a student or a teacher, show up. If you want to be a teacher, we're going to ask you to write a curriculum and show us credentials. And if you want to be security, we want to see your credentials and we want to see what you have to offer. So pull up, please. That's this Wednesday, January 8th. And then January 11th, we're doing a community giveaway for the needy. We decided to do that monthly. This is our second one this year because we started in December. We voted to at least do it until the winter's over every month. So if you want to send any notes to help us purchase some things for the community giveaway to give to the needy, you can send them to Jamal's Flicks at paypal.com, and I'm going to write it down because everyone spells Jamal's name wrong. Yes, I'm a lefty. Jamal's Flicks at Gmail. Oops. Gmail.com. And then if you do ever send anything, any kind of donation, there's usually a note. Please let us know what you want it to go towards. So if you're sending money for the community giveaway or for the needy, make sure you put a little note about that. Or if you're sending money for the Rising Moors University, make sure you put a little note about that, please. And we appreciate your donations, which, you, of course, you know. Let's see. When is the date for the so-called hearing take place for the abandoned property that Rising Moors is doing that? We have a couple claims in right now. So we have somebody in federal court, and then, yeah, we don't have dates for those yet, but the claims are already started. But we will definitely let you know if we get a date for that. But the things we're going after are abandoned properties, so. I don't remember off the top of my head what the UCC 3-101 is. If you explain it to me and tell me what that one's about, then I'll tell you yes or no. Question for you and Grand Sheikh Jamal. Say I was to relocate to that region. If there's suitable housing, paying rent, or course? Yeah, there's definitely plenty of, I mean, any Moors who are interested in coming out, there's Airbnbs you can book that are like $25 a night. Stay in one of those. Just rent a bedroom through Airbnb. It could be like hostel style where somebody else is staying in another room, or you can literally rent a whole apartment. That's more expensive, but you can rent out bedrooms through Airbnb. So I suggest booking one. There's some really good quality ones out here. There's reviews. They have 5 stars, blah, blah, blah. Book one of those. Come out here. See what you think. A lot of Moors who come here stay here. So we're trying to build a community out here because of everything happens in a ripple effect. You see that we're actually out here making moves. We're not just talking about it. We live this life every single day. Rhode Island, so-called Rhode Island, is so small. It is the smallest state in the so-called United States of America. The smallest state. So can you imagine how big of a wave we are making with this information and being in court? So if we can all move here, you know, have victories and success, then it'll ripple effect throughout the rest of the United States. So come here first and then establish what you want wherever else, but we need you here first. How to open a temple in your area. Just open one. Thank you. Would I need a lawyer to change your name? No. Read the rights of indigenous people. You do not have to go through the state for permission for anything. Read the rights of indigenous people. Obama signed the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Read it. Well, Moors, I don't see any more questions, so I'm gonna let this go. But I have been telling Jamal there's not a lot of females speaking competently, I should say, about more science. I want to make it a point to start doing it, and I will put my face on camera. It just makes me nervous. I start to stutter more when I see myself, and I know my voice is annoying and blah, 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 so, but I'll get over that. I will be on live more to answer questions and to talk about Moorish 101 stuff, because I think it's necessary. We get more new Moors every day, and when we get new Moors who come here, the concepts are so skewed. It's disheartening. It breaks my heart to see that Moors are so confused and getting the wrong information about such simple concepts that in order for me to feel comfortable with myself is to start teaching 101 as much as possible and when I can. So I'll be starting to do that ASAP. Thank you. I also am going to be starting a podcast for the ladies. I mean, everyone's welcome to listen, but I'm mostly going to have like female guests talking about issues and talking about just how important it is for the women to learn this information as well. Not just about more science, but, you know, like self-help, healing, stuff like that. Because until we can heal our women, the healing of the women is the healing of the nation. So that's what I'm going to be starting with that as well. I know I talk really fast. I'm sorry. I'll work on that. Thank you. I'm gonna send all my access to you. So yeah, any other questions you might have? Let me know. If not, I'm about to end this, but you will see my face, and I'll be talking to you more about, you know, and clearing up concepts. I really appreciate speaking about under their position. I was gonna comment. Yeah, there is some women, you know, it's just, again, the competence is not completely there. But, I mean, we still got Rosmariah, and we still have, you know, Dr. Naila and Tamara L at the House of Ram, and we still have women putting their faces out there. And like I said, I don't know much about Ninty Bay, but I know that she's got her face out there. And but we do need more women to speak up about this, because it's about you. This is for you. All right, Morris. We can go say goodbye to the Grand Sheik and whoever's left in the office. You want to say bye to all the Moors? Thanks for tuning in today. Oh my God. Thanks for tuning in today. Thank you for your love and support that you constantly give us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and for the Europeans that try to call the police on me, in Rhode Island general laws, it says if you are in your place of business or in your home, I'm serious. If you're in your place of business or in your home, you don't need a license to bear arms.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to warn anyone when defending yourself.
Mm-hmm. In the state of Rhode Island. Another reason to move out here.
Just in case I try to call the Europeans on us again.
Mm-hmm. What's the matter? Look at him, his red hair like Malcolm X, huh? Oh, gosh, he's so cute. All right, Morris. Peace. Thank you so much.